Hello boys and girls, and welcome to another satisfactory video. And today I'm going to be showing you this crazy beast of a factory. This is the Alclad aluminum sheet factory. Now, yeah, this is a pretty big machine here. This is processing a lot of bauxite, 2100 per minute to be exact, and producing a total of 600 Alclad aluminum sheets per minute. Um, Here's the Alclad sheet output going into an awesome sync. I just want to see, the system under load, make sure everything's running smoothly. So it all starts with these two rows of refineries. Note that the layout is mirrored, so everything that happens on this side is also happening on the other. So everything's split evenly. And it all starts with these 30 refineries down here. These all make the alumina solution. That's going up these pipes right here, the white grayish liquid. These process 2100 bauxite per minute, and they also combine it with 3000 water per minute. Yes, 3000. Each one of these machines take 100 water each. And back here you'll see all the water pipes that are bringing in all the water from up on top of the waterfalls here. 10 pipes total. So what's happening here is the water pipes come in and they get distributed across sets of 3 refineries. So this is 3 refineries right here, and then the next pipe comes in, feeds the next 3, and then the next pipe comes in, the next 3, etc., all the way down to the end. Now, for every 3 refineries, they need 300 water, but these pipes are tuned for 240, with the exception of 2 pipes. I'll explain what those are doing in a second. So these only feed 240 because over here there's another pipe that's coming in from above. These refineries here have a byproduct of water, 60 per minute. So the 60 plus 240, that's the 300 needed to keep these bad boys going. Now, I said there was an exception. These are tuned to 300 because they have a pipe going up to the copper refining up here, and that's an addition. They only need 60 per set here, so that makes it perfect for the 240 for the refineries and then 60 for the copper. So after the aluminum solution is made, they come up here to the aluminum scrap section. They produce the aluminum scrap, and then they get sent off to these foundries over here, which make the aluminum ingots, along with the silica. And then the aluminum ingots all travel down here, and they also get half of what these make sent up to these manufacturers. They combine the copper and the aluminum ingots into Alclad sheets. And like I said earlier, these refineries over here are using the pure copper process, producing a copper ingots for that side of the building. So, if you've been paying attention, I've been showing you all the space around this factory, but you don't see any belts going into the factory, bringing in the materials. Where's the quartz coming from? Where's the limestone coming from? The copper, the petroleum coke. This petroleum coke here. Well, you have this. This is the storage teleporters mod. It's called the item teleporter. And when you set these up, it's a point-to-point teleport. So you set one up at the point where you want to send items, and then you set another one up where you want to receive them. So I have this one here, and then the other end of that teleport is all the way over here. If you know this area of the map, you know that the blue lake with the oil nodes is over beyond those cliffs, and that's where the other end of this teleporter is. You've also got the copper over here. That one's also got a teleporter, and that's coming from the copper node that's down over here somewhere. We've got the quartz and limestone teleporters. There's the 6 quartz nodes over there. So there's 2 nodes over there. One coming in over here, and another one coming in here, along with the limestone. And then on the other end, you see over here, this is all the bauxite, and of course, there's 2 teleporters bringing in the bauxite. Now, like I said before, this takes 2,100 bauxite per minute, and that is coming from, let me highlight. This that looks like a craft bench, it is not a craft bench. This is the teleporter hub. This is what you need. You need this to control all the teleporters, and as you can see, there's all the teleporter nodes being listed right here, and you can see, when I pick one, you can see where they're actually located on the map. Let me see if I can find the other. There it goes. That's the one going to the factory, but the other location is by the Blue Lake where the oil nodes are at. Yeah, so that's a pretty neat little setup there. Now, going back to the bauxite, you can see over here there are 3 miners, I'm sorry, and I'm also having to use another mod called the Mark 6 belts, and you kind of need that. I mean, I know it's kind of cheaty because the belts can move 2,000 items per minute, but it's the only way you can max out a Mark 3 miner on a pure node. And as you can see here, this is pulling 1,200 per minute, the absolute maximum you can get off a pure node, max out with power shards. So that puts out 1,200. And what all this is doing is it's load balancing the output of all 3 of these so that I get an even 1050 per half in the factory. So from 1,200, taking 120, and I'm taking 60. I'm pulling 180 off this line. So that brings it down to 1020. So another splitter over here, splitting the 60. I get 30 back, plus the 1020 gives me 1050. And then over here, the 120 gets the other 30, making it 150. Add the 600 from the normal node, add the 300 from the impure, 1050. Magic. So those teleporters are sending all the bauxite over to the factory. I've got another setup right there. That's the limestone sitting on a pure node, because this factory needs a lot of silica. These refineries also have a byproduct of silica, but with the exception that you see these empty lines here, these are smart splitters. They are acting as relief valves for this system. I need that because these lines, these outputs from all the refineries cannot stop. If they ever back up to the point that they get full, they stop producing the alumina solution. Not good. You need this line to keep moving. So if these ever back up, from the manufacturers, then that will cause this line to back up. No, I need to keep this moving at all times. As long as it keeps moving, I don't care if it goes up to the awesome sink. It has to keep moving, period. And that covers that part. You may notice that this build is kind of influenced by I'm Kibitz. He released a video a while ago showing off his steel engine. Now, clearly that was a much more compact build, but when you're dealing with refineries, kind of compact and refineries don't belong in the same sentence. But I did like the style of the build. It is more difficult. It's very fiddly, but once you get used to how you can place conveyors and belts and pipes and all that inside the frames, the what do you call the frame foundations, then it's worth it. It really is. I mean, there's more. I use a lot of that in this factory over here, and in this one that's going to eventually become a nuclear processing facility. It does help to make machines that look like this. I mean, there's a lot of machinery in actually a pretty small space considering all the stuff I'm processing here. Now let me touch on the water topic for a second. You're gonna love this. Oh, also these pumps here are not the vanilla pumps. There's a mod called the Big Water Storage and Mega Pumps mod, and these are the mega pumps. One of these can produce 100 lift versus the vanilla Satisfactory pumps that only do 20. So I only need one of these per these lines to send fluids up. Back to the water. As I said earlier, 3,000 water per minute. All these refineries need all that water. Now, like I said before, all these are tuned to 240 except for these far left and right ones that are pulling 300. But you'll notice that on all these pipes going up, the water pipes, all these water pipes here, and all these water pipes up here, up to the extractors, there's not a single water pump. Look, do you see any? Where's the water pumps for this line? But yet, water's moving. Come up here, water's moving. If you look at this, it's about to reset. It's filling up. It's not a trick. It's not a hack. It's called physics. Think about it for a second. I'm going to stand right here, right where these pipes are. Notice that from this point, I'm going to aim at that bolt right there, and I'm going to aim across the sky. I am above. This is literally like right at the top of the factory floor. All the pipes using water are below this point. If you think about it, think about an old house with a water tank on top. No matter how the pipes are laid out underneath that tank, they can go up, down, left, right. It doesn't matter. They will always have water pressure because of the physics of gravity and air pressure and all that. As long as the pipes are below the source of the water, it doesn't matter which direction you're going. Pumps not required. The only time you do need pumps is if you want to go higher than this. If you needed a pipe, to send water even higher than that, yes, you do need pumps. But down here, not required. How cool is that? So there's that, and that's about it. And like I said, it's 2100 ore to 600 Alclad sheets. That's a pretty brutal reduction. Pretty low ratio, but you have to consider that these are not used in high volume for the items that they produce, and the recipe I'm using. This is the vanilla, the regular, not alternate recipe. This is the normal one you start with. I use this one because the numbers come out even between these and the foundries. You try the alternate recipe, and I'll show you it real quick. You got the alternate, which uses the coal, which is a little bit cheaper, and these numbers do come out even, but they do not come out even when you get to the foundry stage, and also the silica needed to produce the aluminum ingots. It starts breaking out into crazy fractions, and I'm not a big fan of that. I really don't like that. I mean, this whole setup is entirely overflow based. The only load balancing that I'm doing is for the bauxite and the copper. There's no other load balancing going anywhere here. It's entirely overflow based. So, I mean, even if I did use the other formula, it would work out the same, but you only get another. If this produces 600, the other formula would give you maybe 660. Whatever. Seriously, I just like this formula better because it just works out nice and even. Yeah, and there you have it. So I'm gonna leave it at that. We'll see y'all later. I'll come back and show you some of the other stuff that I'm working on, but right now I just wanted to get this out of the way. I needed this for some other ideas I want to work on. And I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good one.